Welcome to Time of Death. This video is for informational purposes only and in no way meant to glorify or condone violence. In today's video, we'll be discussing the murder of Yasmin Hassan. Hassan was shot and killed Monday, April 20th, 2009 in the 100 block of Brightview Drive in Covina, according to LA County coroner records. Joseph Anthony Gutierrez was subsequently arrested and charged with the murder. The following is the evidence at trial. In April 2009, the defendant and his girlfriend, Yasmin Hassan, had been dating for approximately 1 year. They were living together in a house in Covina with the defendant's grandfather, Anthony Ciorlieri. Ciorlieri's friend, Daniel Reese, also lived in the house. On the morning of April 20th, 2009, Reese saw Hassan sitting on the couch wearing pajamas. She was smiling and playing with the dogs. Ciorlieri was mopping the floor and also saw Hassan playing with the dogs. The defendant was sleeping in his bedroom. Reese left the house to run some errands. He saw Hassan later that morning in the kitchen while he and Ciorlieri were watching television. She was wearing a black dress and had makeup on. She spoke with Reese and appeared to be happy-go-lucky, like always. Hassan retrieved an empty trash bag from the kitchen and went to the bedroom she shared with the defendant. She went outside to throw away the trash bag which she had filled and then returned to the bedroom. Reese and Ciorlieri were watching television when they heard a noise and looked toward the hallway. The defendant came out of the bedroom screaming and crying and was on his knees in the hallway. He yelled, "Grandpa, Grandpa, she shot herself. I didn't do it, Grandpa, she shot herself." Ciorlieri went into the bedroom for a few seconds and then came back out. He told Reese to call 911 and instructed the defendant to stay in the house until the police arrived. There was a lot of noise and confusion, and Reese could not hear clearly, so he went to the backyard to call 911. Ciorlieri also went to the backyard because the 911 operator insisted on speaking with him. When Reese returned to the house, the defendant was no longer there. City of Covina police officers responded to the 911 call. They searched the residence and surrounding neighborhood for the defendant, but were unable to locate him. Detective Michael Robinson found Hassan laying on her back in the bedroom. Her arms were across her body, and her legs were folded up underneath her. She had a gunshot wound to the head, and her right eye was outside of her orbital socket and attached only by veins. A pool of blood had formed by her head, and it was obvious to the detective that she was dead. There was no weapon in sight. A black .357 revolver with a brown handle was found between the mattress and the box spring, approximately 5 feet from Hassan's body. The gun was loaded with 5 live rounds and 1 spent casing, which had recently been fired. Hassan suffered a through-and-through gunshot wound, and Detective Robinson located the bullet above a dresser in the bedroom. A sunglasses case found near the dresser contained 11 more live rounds similar to the ones in the gun, and an ID card bearing the defendant's name and picture. A crumpled photograph of the defendant and 3 females was found on the ground by the closet. Deputy Medical Examiner Yulei Wang of the LA County Coroner's Office conducted Hassan's autopsy and determined that Hassan died from a single gunshot wound to the head. The gun was in direct contact with the skin when the bullet entered the right temple and exited the left side of the head, moving from front to back and slightly upwards. Dr. Wang based his opinion that Hassan's death was a homicide rather than a suicide on a number of factors, and after he consulted with the chief medical examiner and discussed the case with a third coroner. He spoke with the investigating officers regarding the circumstances of her death. He concluded that Hassan could not have hidden the gun used to cause her death in the mattress of the bed because her death was immediate. He learned the gun belonged to the defendant who had a history of domestic violence, was present during Hassan's shooting, did not call the police, and left the location very quickly. He noted that Hassan was not depressed and did not have suicidal ideation. She had put on makeup and was preparing to go to work. Dr. Wang further opined that women less likely use a weapon to commit suicide than other means, and more commonly use medication. A press release broadcast on both radio and television on the day of the shooting advised the public that the defendant was wanted for questioning in connection with Hassan's murder. The following day, the defendant, accompanied by his attorney, turned himself in at the Covina police station. Following the trial, the jury found Joseph Anthony Gutierrez guilty of second-degree murder, including a gun enhancement. The court sentenced him to 40 years to life in prison. Yasmin Hassan was 18 years old at the time of death.